when we were comparing fractions before, and I told you we needed to have a common denominator in order to compare fractions, remember? Like the only way to compare fractions is if we have the same bottom number, remember? And I gave you numbers that had like maybe 4/5, 3/8, and something like 3/4. All right? And I said we needed to compare them. And in order to compare them, I had you have to get a common denominator. And you're like, okay, well, what do we find for a common denominator? And what some of you did was you tried to find, basically you just would multiply them all together. And you'd go 5 times 4 is 20 times 8 is 160. And there's a lot of you that would try and get a common denominator of 160. Okay? And you go 160, 160, 160. Well, 160 is pretty high. There's actually a common denominator that they have that it's lower than that. And you guys, this one's an easy one to see. What is it? It's 40, yes. Okay? What we are looking for is multiples. Multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. Those are multiples. Right, Anna? Okay? So, and then we got multiples of 8. Multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, okay, and so on. What we are looking for is the multiple, Elijah. We are looking for the multiple that these three numbers have in common that has the smallest value. That's what least common multiple means. Okay? Just like greatest common factor, what factor do they have in common that has the greatest value? Well, now we are looking for the multiple that they have that is the smallest value. And that comes in handy when looking for common denominators. Okay? So, again, 5, 8, and 4, most of you can recognize that the least common multiple is going to be 40. There are a couple ways to find the multiple that is the least common multiple. There's like 2 ways. Now, we talked about that. Well, let's just take a little pause here for a second. English muffins come in packs of. I'm just going to show you a couple of problems that we have. English muffin comes in packs of 8. Eggs come in cartons of 12. If there's 24 students, what's the least number of packs and cartons needed so that each student has a muffin sandwich with 1 egg and there are no muffins left over? Basically, we are trying to figure out how many times does 8 go into 24? What? 3 times. So that means they need 3 packs of English muffins. And if there's 24 students, how many times does 12 go into 24? 2. So they need 2 cartons eggs equals 24. 3 packs muffins. Whoa, weird. That's a weird U. That means that those students will each get a muffin sandwich with an egg. Okay. Basically, what they're saying is we've got 24 is a multiple of 2, and 3 is a multiple of 2. We're looking for common multiples. So, see what I mean? And actually, I believe that is the... No, it isn't. 6 is the least common multiple. But okay, that is a common multiple. What? Oh, whatever. Same deal with this. Dog cookies. They're dog treats, not cookies made of dogs, Elijah. Jeez. That's gross. Dog treats come in packages of 6, and you got bones in a bag of 9. There's 18 dogs. What's the least number of packages and bags needed? So basically, what we're saying is, how many packages of dog cookies do we have to buy? 3 to get a total of 18 dog cookies. And how many bag of bones do we have to buy? 2. So we got to buy 2 bag of bones. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. Those are easy. The smallest number of a multiple of 2 or more numbers is the least common multiple. Example number 1, the LCM of least common multiple of 8 and 12 is 24. All right. 2 ways. 2 ways. And when we have small numbers, it's usually easy to do. This way, the first way I'm going to show you is kind of like your kindergarten way. Okay? The way that I want you to do it is going to be your 6th grade way, but I'm going to show you the kindergarten way to begin with. Okay? And the kindergarten way oftentimes ends up using up a lot of paper. Okay? And we don't have enough paper to do it. One way is to use a number line. So what you would have to do is you would have to draw yourself a number line. Okay? You draw out a number line, and then you basically skip count. Okay? Start at 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, and so we skip count with 3s, and then you skip count with 4s, and the first place that they line up is your least common multiple. Now, like I said, that's our kindergarten way. Jack, why are you doing that? That is the kindergarten way, and that is not the way that we are going to do it. Okay? It works, but it takes up a tremendous amount of paper. Now, there's actually 3 ways. We could also make a list. We could go 4, 5, and 8, and we could list all the multiples out, and we could go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 38, 32, 36, 40. Oh my God, what a chance of making a mistake, right? And then you go, that's just for 4. Then you list out all the 5s. And that's just for the 5. Then you list out all the 8s and find the one that's the smallest that they all have in common. Boring and awful, right? Chances of making a mistake, way up there. I'm going to show you the 6th grade way. And it's something we've been working with already. It's prime factorization. Okay? You did it to find greatest common factor. You can do the same thing to find least common multiple. There's only one difference. Number 1. First step. Want to write it down? I'll write it down over here. Step number 1 is find prime factorization of all numbers. Okay? So that's step number 1. So we got prime factorization of all numbers. 6, the prime factorization of 6 is 2 and 3. So that's easy. And then my prime factorization of 20, you go 20 and you go 4 and 5 and 2 and 2. Okay? This is easy, right? We've done this 700 times. Step number 2. You make a chart just like you did before. You go 20 is 2, 2, 5. 6 is 2, and we got to go over here with our 3, right? Because this one right here is a 2 column. This one right here is a 2 column. This one right here is a 5 column. And this one is a 3 column. Right? You see that? Now, if we were looking for greatest common factor, we would use only this column right here, right? And we would say our greatest common factor is 2. Well, the difference between finding greatest common factor and least common multiple is least common multiple, we use all of the columns. And we go 2, 2, 5, and 3. And we multiply them together. Okay? So 2 times 2 is 4, times 5 is 20, times 3 is 60. Our LCM equals 60. It's the same as we did before, and that's why when we were trying to find greatest common factor, and I told you guys, I'm like, I really need you to know how to do this because we're going to use it later, right? Well, later is now. So least common multiple is 60. I'm going to have you guys try the next one on your own. Or on your whiteboards then. Okay, so again, very simple. We got 15, which is 3 and 5, and you got 6, which is 2 and 3, and you have 4, which is 2 and 2. And you just got to make your chart. So 4 is 2 and 2. That means this is a 2 column, this is a 2 column. For 6, you got 2 and 3. And for 15, you have 3 and 5. Take all these columns and you multiply them all together. We got a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 5. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, times 5 is 60. So my LCM equals 60. Very good. All right. Go for it. Let's see it. Yeah. When I was a kid, and I'm sure your parents are like, well, just make the list and we'll find the one that's the biggest. No, 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 no. Do it this way. And then you'll blow their mind. They'll just go, boom. Their head will explode. Okay? 2. Well, let's not do it this close to Christmas. Okay? 10 is 2 and 5. And just make the columns. 4 is 2 and 2. 10 is 2 and 5. 2, 2, 5. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 5 is 20. All right. Let's just see if there's anything else I want to talk about. I don't think so. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an assignment, and I want you to do page 230. 16 to 36 even.